today's story. So, okay. So, in the spirit of the Maimah being said in Gan Yisrael, in Camp Gan Israel. So 1959, this is a Fabring of Gibis Tammuz of 1959, and was rather unusual because the Rebbe rarely, you can count on one hand how many times the Rebbe mentioned by Fabrengen the name of a living chassid by name. This was the early years too, but even then it was a very rare occurrence, and I'll read the words to you. The Rebbe said, this year, on Yud Gimel Tammuz, 1959, was opened Camp Gan Israel for the first time in Europe, in Italy. And this camp was established by Rav Gershom Mendel Garelik. The Rebbe adds, with all of the descriptions that are fitting to him. He was a young shliach, may Hashem send him refuah shleima. I'm adding this now. And Rav Gershom Mendel is a much beloved figure in Lubavitch. For those who know, and he's suffering now from an illness, may Hashem grant him refuah shleima. A very colorful figure, and from the Rebbe's earliest shluchim. So the Rebbe continues, he went with his wife, the Rebbe adds, with all of the adjectives and descriptions that she is deserving of. And he continues, this one singular couple went there and they established a place of chinuch, a base chinuch, schools for boys and a school for girls, organizing shiurim for adults, something that in all of Europe, including all of the Chassidim of Europe, including Spitz Chabad. Spitz means the peak, the pinnacle of Chabad. None of them established, and they did so. And she, the Rebbe says, she's an American girl, she's a Posner. She's an American girl, and he's a Russian boy. They were young married. And the Eibush, who the Gemara says sits, makes shidduchim, zivugim, so he arranged things they should meet in America, where they got married, and then sent them to Italia Shel Yovan. This is a quote from Rashi, referring to Esav's inheritance. And there, in Italia Shel Yovan, they established, as we mentioned, all the things we spoke about. And the hand is still outstretched, continuing to Faratz the Yom Avakem with Safin of Aneg, but the spread east, west, north, and south. They didn't have one penny to put to another one in order to buy the camping ground. And they had to borrow, and there were no children. They had to go literally biyot chazaka, collect them by hand. With this, according to the psukim here, describing the Mitzias Mitzrayim, a strong hand and a great hand and an exalted hand. Yot chazaka, yot agdela biyot rama, as they were gathering children and gathered one child after another, and the children now are full of joy, as are their parents. The Rebbe concludes. It's known, the famous the Medrash that says like this: one of you will be exiled to Barbaria, and one of you to Smataria. It's not clear where these places physically are in the world. They are somewhat mythical, but it means literally Eden exiled in Golus. And what's the purpose of Eden being exiled in Golus? The Medrash is one of you will go there. The kavanah is, the intent is, through one Yid going to a certain place of Golus, he represents all Yidden, and he's going there to effect and bring about all that has to be accomplished through the divine shlichus that's placed upon them. And this fact, this young couple, a Russian boy and American girl, straight out of yeshiva, going alone to Italy so this is a proof that Rabbi says. He says of a powerful cut and dry as it were proof. This camp that they established near Rome. And our sages say, the Gemara says, Medrash says, that Sur, Tyre, which is one time one of the main cities of Rome, Tyre was not filled other than from the destruction of Yerushalayim. Esav and Yaakov, when one falls, the other rises. So in the destruction of Yerushalayim, that's how Rome was built. And this is the Roman Empire. And here, another what the Rebbe is saying here, that they're going to Tyre, they're going to Italy, to Rome. So this is the union of the bittul of Esav, the bringing down of Esav, the transformation and channeling of the forces of Rome, which ultimately is Western civilization, to Kedusha. The powerful effect that in Italy to establish a Gan Yisrael and Yeshiva and so on. And as mentioned, we'll include there was words here today. The opening day was Yud Gimel Tammuz 1959 Tafshin Yutes. That year was Shnas HaShemitah, sabbatical year. Gan Yisrael they opened in order to bring about there the spreading of the well springs through the children of Gan Yisrael, through the children of Gan Yisrael to their parents. May it be Hashem's will that people should look at this and the young people should follow their example and go out on shlichus and bring about the final redemption. Okay, Mr. Hashem will share stories of the Rebbe's visits to Gan Yisrael over the years till 1960. Sorry I've kept you so long. Have a wonderful day. Bracha batzlacha.
Yeshikach, Rabbi.
Thanks, Rabbi.
Thank you.